Hey everyone, got a little carried away with my last run on the Feiyue FY08 and I bent this pin right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it apart, and I picked up a little stiffener kit which I'm gonna slap on, and I'll kind of show you some in-betweens or along the way. Alright guys, got this thing opened up and wanted to share some tips with you. So the good thing is, if you guys ever bend these pins in a little crash or a wreck, here's a shot of mine. You don't have to disassemble the whole front end. You actually don't even have to remove the body. I thought I did, but not a problem, because I'll just give you guys a shot of the inside right now. That's the 2845 brushless, and you can see there's not much room and adjustment on the motor plate to go with the 540 brushless. I think I did give you guys another shot of this before. If you remove these 3 screws, that's how you get the plate open. There's a shot of the oil-filled shocks, front and rear, and the longer battery tray. You can see how I have mine modified for the plug to go into the back, and I had a zip tie. And this little connector, I actually on-off switch, I have plugged to the front right where the stock is. But I opened this up because it gives me a chance to remount my FlySky receiver. So I'll clean up the inside a bit, but that's a shot of how it looks inside, in case you guys are wondering. But back to here, the great thing is you don't have to take apart the top. You just remove the lower piece of the bumper, which I'll get a better shot of when I'm assembling again. And then, yeah, these 5 screws hold the front assembly and differential in place. So once those come out, you can see that this thing actually flexes open like that, so you can access those pins from the back side and pull them out. So good thing is you do not have to disassemble the diff, which is right here. I did break a little plastic pin, but I don't think that'll be a problem. And I think it did open the case a little bit, so I had some grease that was hanging out, so I might try to fill that up again. But here's the replacement plate that will go there on the edge on the other side. Check that out. So yeah, I'll give you a shot and I'll get into more detail after I button this thing up. Alright guys, got this thing mock assembled. So this is how it would look if everything was put together minus the screws. So to replace these bent arm pins, what you would do without having to remove the body is you could first take out these 2 screws, and then the bumper slides out. Next thing I would do is remove this center screw, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 total right here. That's what holds the diff together. The other thing you would remove is this center screw, which holds this red clamp, and then the red clamp slides off. And then what you can do is you can basically flex the front assembly down towards the body, and then it'll give you enough room to pull these pins out. Okay. So I have it assembled with my new strengthened pins. I decided to opt out of these braces because I was too lazy to tear apart this whole thing just to replace the rear, which has no problems for me. And then the other thing to note is that these are slightly wider, so I couldn't slap on the front without this bowing outwards. But if I ever wreck this again, I will replace these because I think it will give it a slightly wider stance, which is pretty cool. So basically the last thing I'm going to do here is put my little reinforcement plate that came with this set, which will be pretty cool. and I'm probably going to add some various weights towards the bottom of this chassis to give it a lower CG and to keep it more planted. And since I have the body off anyways, I'm gonna go work on it and clean up some of the insides. So I'll give you guys a finished product afterwards. Here's a shot of the little reinforcement plate installed. So the holes weren't drilled correctly, meaning these two were a little bit short. But I did want to make sure to mount this screw. Actually is the first screw on the chassis and on the bottom of the diff. This holds onto the front side. I did bend it to get it to fit, and I think it's pretty good for now, so we'll see what that does. What it did allow me to do is go ahead and stick two little sticky weights on the bottom side of there, and it doesn't affect the travel of the arms at all. And then to give you a shot of the weights I stuck inside, there's some. I lined it up along the center. There's double stack weights right there. And then to offset the motor as well, I lined the bottom of the ESC with some weights, and then also the other side of the drive shaft. So no issues with clearance, of course. And the whole concept of this is I already have a more powerful motor in here. It thing does wheelies like crazy. So now I need it to perform a little bit better because this has a fairly high CG and tends to roll over on sharp turns on a sticky surface like concrete, tarmac. In dirt, it's fine. But yeah, once it does stick, it grabs and it rolls. Also because of these tires on the back, which cause some weight. So I'm basically weighing down the chassis at the lowest portions that I can, while still trying to keep it pretty clean. I might add some more right here to the back, but it's already got some good weight, and I imagine it'll perform pretty well. But let me finish buttoning up this together, and I'll probably get to a running video in another time. But this is a little how-to overview and some slight mods that I did. All right, thanks for watching, and please subscribe, please like all the YouTube stuff. The support's really appreciated, and really thank you guys